Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here in another RSK Ecosystem update. We have lots of news in the ecosystem. I believe once a month, this is not going to be enough for the amount of projects and news coming into the DeFi for Bitcoin and RSK ecosystem. So we have amazing speakers today. We're going to start with Adrian with an update on the RSK next hard fork. Then Ale will be presenting some news on the RSK Infrastructure Framework. And then we're going to have Bigsaw. It's a new wallet, very exciting, with some new technology coming into live in the RSK ecosystem. Bleumi, which is an e-commerce solution, very much used within the ecosystem. Tenderly, it's a new solution coming to the RSK ecosystem with metrics, very interesting for other RSK partners. And Tropicus, which is this new DeFi solution on top of RSK coming from the Tropicus. So very, very exciting. Before we start, those of you who want to get some RBTC to test, a beta test, the Bigsaw solution, you can download it now. You can go to the App Store and download Bigsaw. It's BEEXO. And you might get some tokens to play around and to test the wallet. This is going to be presented by Ezequiel in a few minutes. But if you want to gain some time and download the Bigsaw wallet, you can do it now. There's been another major milestone that happened on the RSK ecosystem last month, which is that we reached the same amount of Bitcoins locked in the RSK network as we have in the Lightning network. We are all Bitcoiners and big fans of Lightning, and it's an honor now that the RSK ecosystem, with all the wonderful solutions that you've built on top of RSK, has now the same amount, around 1,300 Bitcoin locked in the second layer of smart contracts on RSK. This is helping the Bitcoin ecosystem as a whole. So we're very proud of the whole DeFi for Bitcoin ecosystem for this major milestone. So thanks to everyone who contributed to this amazing piece of news. So with no further ado, I'll pass the mic to Adrian, who has some exciting news to share with all of us.
Cool. Thank you, Gabriel. So hi, everyone. This is a 2-minute update on the Iris network upgrade. So it's a bit noisy here. Hope you can hear me well. So, well, you've most probably heard about about Iris before. Iris is the name for the upcoming hard fork in the RSK network. I'm not talking today about what's included in Iris. There on the slide, you will find 2 links where you can read more about it. The first one is a link to the RSK IP, which is kind of an index, including links to each of the RSK IPs that have been accepted for Iris. But if you want more of a quick general overview, the second link points to a nice blog post written by Sergio Lerner, where he summarizes the most relevant protocol changes. The status right now for Iris is that the RSK cheat code is now freezed and has already undergone the necessary security reviews. So we are now on the last stage of integration tests and network simulations. That basically means that no additional changes will be made into the code, except, of course, for any bug that is identified and needs to be fixed. And we expect this last phase before launch to take around 3 weeks. And after that, if everything goes well, we will be ready to make the release publicly available in our GitHub repos. So once RSKJ is publicly released, there will be a few weeks until consensus changes are activated, as usual in any network upgrade or in any hard fork. The activation block numbers are not yet defined, but we know that activation will happen in testnet first, usually around 2 weeks after release, and mainnet activation will most probably happen around 4 weeks after release, if of course testnet activation goes smoothly. So again, we expect around 3 more weeks until release and 4 more weeks until activation on mainnet. This is a huge release, so we need to be sure that everything works as expected. The good news here is you can already access a release candidate version. You have the link there in the slide. And this is the one we are using for our ongoing tests. There are already a few non-critical nodes in the RSK testnet and the RSK mainnet running this exact same version. And it's really, really important that you can start testing your applications with this release candidate and help us identify any issues that may exist. And of course, any problem you find or any question about integrating with IRIS, you can always connect with the teams working on this on the RSK community open Slack. You can find also the link. And of course, your feedback is extremely helpful for all of us. So, and finally, we are soon kicking off the community discussions around the next network upgrade. We are giving it the name of HOP, at least for now. So these community calls will let us decide what will be included in it. Of course, as a community, make a decision on that. And the first one will happen on the 20th of May. I believe Gabriel will be sharing a bit more of information about this later on this meeting. But of course, we will be communicating this more formally very soon. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. And happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Great news coming to the network. I know the community is very excited about this upcoming IRIS upgrade, and also the community discussion is a great opportunity to make sure that every single technology that the RSK community needs to be included in the next network upgrade can be included. So thank you so much, Adrian. And with this, we pass the mic to Allen Arancio, who's going to be explaining us about the new release of RIF storage. Is that correct?
Yes, on Marketplace. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Well, before I will take a few minutes before explaining the market. For us, the RIF storage pinning integrated into the marketplace is a very big milestone. I will try to explain why. We released RIF storage, the first version last year, which allows to the dApps to connect to multiple decentralized storage solutions, initially Swarm and IPFS. Okay, but any decentralized storage solution has an issue. You upload your files. The files are distributed over the network, but there is not any guarantee that that file will persist. Why? Because the nodes that participate in the network are getting incentivized for the retrieval of the file. So they basically prioritize the files that are more popular because they will increase their incentives. So our second release in RIF storage was create a pinning service. What is a pinning service? A pinning service is a service when a user can pay to keep the file alive in the network. That's very important. So we create a very decentralized pinning service that any of you can download and start to offer that service as your own. But there was a leg missing between, which is we have the service providers with the pinning service that could be any of you that has some free storage on your disk and want to win something, get some earnings. Okay, you can start your pinning service. Okay, but you need customers, you need users. So integrating this new service into the marketplace allows to connect the consumers and the service providers. So we released this this month. So basically, right now, anyone can create can set up their own pinning service, can provide publish their service in the marketplace. They could choose if they want to be paid in RBTC or RIF. Okay, and they can choose how much of this they will charge for each gigabyte of data, and the consumers that if I need to store a file, and for example, it's a backup or something, and I'm sure that it will not be very popular, I can pay to these services to get the file permanent and immutable in the storage network. Right now with IPFS. That's a very summarize of why it's so important for us, this milestone.
Ale, I have a question. Are we planning to do a webinar or an in-depth
yes.
demo on how to use this technology?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. We will send in the news, in the social networks, the dates. But yes, we are preparing.
Perfect. So everyone stay tuned for this live demo. And just let me make a comment why this is so important and why the RSK Infrastructure Framework focused on RIF storage as one of the solutions to be offered to the ecosystem. As we all know, Satoshi and decentralized finance are giving us freedom to exchange value, but the internet as we know it is still fully concentrated on a few corporations and hands, and storage is one of the main bottlenecks of centralization and censorship in the internet. So what RIF storage and this pinning service allows, it's, for instance, that people that are using RIF identity can save their own reputation on a decentralized cloud with the RIF vault, right? So if you're an unbanked person or if you are using a decentralized sharing economy, you can save your contact and your reputation on this decentralized pinning service. Taringa, for instance, will be using this technology to store all files and pictures shared among users on a decentralized manner. But probably the most exciting and important one is that now every single RSK partner can have a landing website hitting their smart contracts for sovereign, for money on chain, for any project on RSK, and they could have this landing that is uncensorable and impossible to be shut down. So this is why our RIF storage exists, and this is why now it's available to all of you. If you want to learn more and how to benefit from this, talk to Ale directly, and he and the team will help you just have a version of your solution that is basically impossible to be censored around the world.
For
so
sure.
This is why RIF storage and this pinning service on the marketplace is so important. So thank you so much to the whole team and community that have been working on this, and really looking forward to see it implemented, Ale.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. So with this, we can pass to our next speaker. No, sorry. First, we need to make this announcement. Adrian already mentioned it. The first community call is going to happen on May 20th. It's going to be led by the RSK research team, and we're going to be discussing the technologies that will be included in the next hard fork, HOPE. So make sure you participate. You'll receive and you'll see the details, but this is the link to join the discussion. We're going to be sharing the exact time on May 20th. But please participate because we want to hear everyone's contributions, and we want to make sure that the technology that all the ecosystem needs is included in the next hard fork. So thank you so much, Adrian and Ale.